Thank
So
you.
my third question would be this would be the I mean, what would motivate you for working as a
Yes.
VA?
So, as I mentioned earlier, an epiphany came to me during the pandemic that I can do even more than what I'm already doing. And as such, coming from a not so well off family, I always wanted to improve not only not only my knowledge base, but of course my status in life. Like I want to be something more than
Right,
what I already am. And it's not because of greed.
of course.
Honestly, like I would, if only I could say, yeah, I'm just really in it for the money. But no, it's not really about that. It's that feeling of coming from nothing into making yourself into someone.
Right.
Because over we've really been through a hard time. I was raised by a single mom, and there were times when she couldn't she couldn't figure out how to make ends meet, and I don't want to feel that anymore. I don't want my mother to feel that anymore. And personally, I don't want to feel that myself. And even maybe when I have my own children, I don't want them to have that same feeling. I want them to be, uh, I want them to be comfortable with their life as they proceed or as they grow up. And so, because of that, uh, I opted to apply for uh, I opted to apply for a VA position, and on the side, like I said, I have a lot of plans um, that I want to fulfill, and but
Right.
ultimately, it's the very thing that motivates me. The ultimate the number one reason or my number one motivation is my mom. I just want to see her proud. I just want to make her happy, and I want her to I want her to brag that, hey, this is my son
Right.
now. We came from this,
Mm-hmm.
now we're here. It's like that song that says started from the bottom, now we're here. And so yeah, um
Right.
that's what motivates me.
I love it. I mean, we all are. We really want to make our parents proud. So yeah, I love it. Yeah, I guess your special question would be, can you tell me something interesting about yourself?
Something interesting about myself.
Yeah, if I would add, if I may add, aside from the experiences or work experiences that you've had, what made, I mean, can you tell me something that's interesting about you?
Well, hmm, okay. I guess maybe I can share two things, and it's up to you to decide which is the more interesting of them. But the first thing is um, this this kind of relates to when I joined HCL. So I joined HCL at the start of the pandemic, and since I joined, I didn't really have any equipment at this in the beginning, and I had to manage a team. So I didn't have a laptop, and so what I did was I took my phones. I had like two smartphones, well, an iPhone and a smartphone, and I just created the chat group for my team. And with those two phones, I actually managed my team for 2 months. I was able to,
Wow.
I was with just two phones. I didn't have a laptop. I was able to manage our numbers. I was able to provide, provide feedback. I was able to drive the numbers. Uh,
Hmm.
I, basically, I was able to keep the business running with just two phones, which, well, that gave me a lot of commendations coming from upper management because they were really surprised as to how I managed to do it. Even until now, I even if I look back, like in retrospect, I still can't believe how I managed to pull it off. But
Right,
somehow
that's
I did.
interesting. Mhm.
Yes. And
And I think
so
I'm sorry.
yes, sorry, go ahead.
No, I would I'm saying that I'm gonna consider that as an interesting thing. So yeah, that's interesting. So I'll just ask you one interesting thing. So that's it.
Okay, no
My
worries.
last question. Sorry for that. We have.
It's
I
okay.
mean, we're run out of time. Sorry. Yeah, my last question, Abe.
Mhm.
Among all of the other applicants, what would make you stand out, or I mean, why should we hire you?
Well, in comparison to the different applicants, um, as I have shared earlier, I have an extensive experience in terms of um, people management, project management, reports, client management, stakeholder management, you name it. I have I have the experience, and um, I've I have the numbers. I have numbers to prove that I'm able to do it. And maybe just to add to that, I really have no idea about what the qualifications of my other colleagues are. But as far as I'm aware, there are very few people who are trained in Lean Six Sigma. And as someone who's trained, I take that as an edge over over my colleagues in training. To add to that, uh, there are there are times when I didn't really get much help from my colleagues at all, and so I would just have to learn things on my own. And
Mhm.
honestly, about 80% of the things I know right now were all self-taught. From reports to client management, stakeholder
Mhm.
management, team management. I rarely got a proper training for all those things, and
That's good.
so even with the lack of training, I was still able to learn those things. And so if you give me the chance, you can put anything in front of me, and I will do my best to learn whatever there is to it, the insides and outs of it. Put me in a business, I'll see the business the way the owner sees it, the way the CEO sees it. And whatever I do, I always give it my 99%. That 1% I save for breaks.
Okay. Gotcha. Thank you for your answer, Abe.